we're gonna be what we've come here to be. Oh, Mother, Father, Spirit, guide us from above. Our sons and daughters look to us to show them love. Come, sisters, brothers, let's hold hands and sing as one, that we will be what we've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? Love. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I knew only the truth? What if my mind accepted everything with love? What if I'm a beacon if I looked around at everything with love? What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I knew only the truth? What if my mind accepted everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. Oh, Mother, Father, Spirit, guide us from above. Our sons and daughters look to us to show them love. Come, sisters, brothers, let's hold hands and sing as one, that we will be what we've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? Love. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come my heart open to everything with love? What if I knew only the truth? What if my mind accepted everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. Oh, Mother, Father, Spirit, guide us from above.
Begin Within Ministries proudly presents Sofa Sundays with your hosts, Reverend Dr. Michelle Izukwu and Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns. Sundays at 11:11 a.m. Arizona time and rebroadcasts on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Come join us on the sofa every Sunday morning. Sofa Sundays with Michelle and Jeannie. Learn more at www.beginwithinministries.com. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.
Good morning. All right, you know me. I have to check and make sure we're online. We are right on. So what happens here at the sofa is when the stuff doesn't work, that's when we solve all the world's problems. But people miss out because they couldn't hear us. Right. So I just like to check now so that everybody experiences the world solving issues. I'm Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns, and this is one of my best friends of 30 years. You've heard me talk about my prayer quad. This is one of the ladies in my prayer quad, Karen Pierce, and we're going to have an amazing talk today. And I've been trying to get Karen on the sofa for a couple of months now, so I'm so glad she was able to make it here today.
Super happy to be here.
I am so happy you're here. And we are located at 7220 North 16th Street, Building A1, and you'll know that because the girls are on the door, in Phoenix, Arizona, 85020, and you're never too late. So if you're in the Phoenix area, you can still get here.
Come on by.
Come on by. We're here for you. I'm going to open us up, and then we'll start our conversation. So just in this knowing, in this moment, in this divine presence that is God, that is divine light, that is the essence of pure joy, pure possibility, that is in as each of us. I speak my word knowing that this day and this time together is blessed, that we hear what we need to hear, say what we need to say, and that what needs to be revealed is revealed. And I send blessings to teachers and leaders of all faiths and all countries everywhere, knowing that they are guided, guarded, and directed, that the divine love of God is in, as, and through each of them as they bring the word to their congregations, to their constituents, knowing that each person present is open to receive what it is that they need. And for this, I am so grateful. I'm grateful for this time. I'm grateful for this presence. And I am grateful that it is already done in the mind of God. So I let it go and I call it good. Together we say, and so it is. All right. Hi.
Hi.
So I was talking a little bit about when we met. And that was 31 years ago.
That's so crazy.
31 years ago.
That's really so crazy.
It really is. We are so far from those young girls.
Absolutely.
I was just in my 30s. Actually, when we first met, I wasn't even 30 yet.
That's
And
right.
you were in your early 20s.
Yeah, 23.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yep, 23 years old.
Oh my
What the heck?
goodness.
That happened.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're both grandmothers now.
Yes.
Yes.
Yay!
Yes.
That's the most exciting thing.
It really is. If I had known being a grandparent was so cool, I would have been it first.
Right.
Yeah.
Skipped right to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I had 5 kids.
Right. So
Yes.
at least it was about time.
Someone's going to give me some grandbabies.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was about time. Yeah.
Mm.
I just, it's just so amazing where we are today and how we got here. And then when I asked you to be part of this conversation today, I was like, oh, let me see what the topic is. And the topic today is faith and trust anchor my every step.
Perfect.
So perfect for
Mhm.
us. So perfect.
Absolutely.
Because we are two people that have been through a lot when it comes to faith and trust, on both sides of it.
Yep.
From not believing in it,
That's right.
not wanting it, saying no, especially when things got hard, and to being women of faith, of practicing faith, of
Exactly.
faith that others talk about and look to us to be teachers and leaders in our communities.
Huge.
So that is
Big change.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we've done a lot of growing up together.
We really have.
Mhm.
It's been a long journey.
Mhm.
And I was walking the labyrinth this morning before I got here, and I was thinking about this topic about anchoring, faith and trust anchoring my step. And what an anchor is, right? Something that holds you in place. And I thought, wow, that is an amazing metaphor for no matter what comes at you.
Yeah.
Right? Right? When a ship is anchored in port, no matter
how
what.
rocky it gets, no
Right.
matter how high the waves come.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It is steady. It is there. It's not going anywhere.
Right.
Though that's the goal of the anchor,
Right.
right? That
Right.
it's not going anywhere. Now we do we do have different types of faith practices and anchors. And that's one of the reasons that I invited you here today was to kind of, hi guys, to talk about, that interfaith perspective. Because for us and our prayer quad, none of us have the same faith.
You're right.
And yet we reach out to each other daily.
Yeah.
Karen and I are better at it than the other two. I'm just going to throw them on blast right now.
That's true. But you
Yeah.
know.
Yes, we'll do the Marco Polo,
Yeah.
but having that ability to ask for prayer, to ask for support, and to not have to give the backup story,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That's such a blessing in my life. Like there's no explanation needed, and I can come back around and say, okay, this is what I need. This is why I needed what I needed, or this is what we're going through. But it's an unspoken thing, right? When we ask for prayer,
Absolutely.
we just pray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just pray
Mhm.
and we put that out there. So tell me and them a little bit about who you are, what you do, and how you got here today.
Okay, so, well, first and foremost, I am the mother of 5 children, and my oldest will be 30 in June, and my youngest is 17, and she is getting ready to graduate high school. And so I'm in a very interesting stage of life that honestly you never think you get to when you have kids that are young, right? You're like, well, that never happened.
Eventually they'll move out.
It'll happen. It'll happen. So I am married to Jeremy. We've been married for 13 years now. No, 12.
12.
12. We've been married for 12 years now. And I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I have been an active member of that faith for the last 21 years. And probably in the last 5 to 10 years have I really put faith into practice, I guess you could say, you know, in learning and growing through my beliefs and, you know, really just trying to grasp a concept of God and what my purpose is here, you know. In my faith, I am called as a senior service missionary, which I like to leave out that whole senior part. I feel like they should have like a midlife, but anyways, you know, it's whatever.
I love that.
But my call, my husband and I, we work in the addiction recovery program through our church. And I am a recovering drug addict and alcoholic. Met Jeannie back in,
Well,
it was 95.
It was 95.
Mhm. So I was.
I
sober
wasn't sober yet.
That's right. He wasn't sober yet, but I got sober in June of 94.
Wow.
So you know, it's been a long journey with a relationship with God and what that looks like in my life, and yeah, so that's kind of a little bit about me. I love my calling. I feel like it is something that when you're in the midst of your drug addiction and alcoholism, there is no hope. And so for me to have experienced this other side of, oh, maybe this is one of the reasons why my experiences were so hard, so I can actually understand and have that compassion towards others that are going through the same thing, and to be on the other side of actually trying to be helpful. It's just been a huge blessing in my life.
Right, because experience really is one of the number one things that helps me personally to have more compassion for others in the situation, and also, you know, the reason why, how and where we met in the 12-step process. One of the things that makes 12 steps so successful is the fact that it's people with experience, not somebody who hasn't been where you've been.
Right.
And that was always a big deal to me, even in most recoveries. Like when I was having replacement parts done in my knees and my hips, I wanted to talk to people who had that done as well. I didn't want to hear the doctor's opinion. I mean, his was great and everything, but I also wanted to hear about people who experienced it and what that was like for them. And, you know, same thing with recovery. And I think that was one of the things that we talked about too, is that anchor my every step. Well, we've been through the steps. We've been through the steps together. Karen was my second sponsor in the program when early when my first sponsor was transitioning. She was terminally ill, and I knew that was going to be hard for me. And I reached out to Karen. Karen was also really good friends with my friend that I went to college with, Joyce. And I wanted Karen to like me because when she first met me, she didn't. Because I was an alcoholic of the rare breed.
Of the practicing type.
Of the practicing type.
So it made me feel nervous for my friend who was not of the practicing type at the time.
Yes.
And
and I just think this baby of yours that's turning 30, you were pregnant with Elena when I met you.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it's been, and I was kind of reflecting on that too. We have been through the death of sponsors, the death of friends, the death of our fathers. You know, we have been through
marriages.
I was going to say, we've been through many marriages and divorces together. And, you know, the birth of babies and the birth of grandbabies. And through all of those things, that is, you know, like I said, the way we practice is different, but the core value of faith and trust in a higher power is something that we share, that the four of us share as our prayer group. That we
and
know
it doesn't look the same.
No.
And it doesn't have to. And I just so appreciate having that realness with other people, that you do not have to believe what I believe, and I do not have to believe what you believe. If we have one thing that binds us together, a higher power, which is what AA gave us, right? The 12 steps. They gave us a higher power, and we had our freedom to expand upon that as we chose. And it doesn't, it never stands in the way of a friendship.
No.
And it never should, you know. And I'm so grateful that I have such goodness in my life that we have an understanding of our hearts.
Yes.
And that's the most important thing.
And that was probably another thing that I wish we could give the world is friendship not having outside issues.
Absolutely.
You know, whether it was religion or politics, because the four of us are different there too.
Absolutely.
And that is something else we leave outside of that. Now I get it, you know, that some people can't do that, and there's discussion that gets heated and that kind of thing, not just with friendships, but in families. And, you know, we were talking earlier before it started, you know, 8 billion people on the planet and 8 billion worlds that, you know, everybody sees things differently. So with different perspectives and everything, there is a chance for miscommunication to happen. And one of the things that I think that the longevity of these relationships has taught me is that if you know someone, then you can ask for clarification in a way that doesn't feel, you
attacking,
know,
or
accusatory, or you know,
demeaning,
like we will ask different questions of each other of, well, what does that mean for you? So, like, you do a lot of service. You are the most service. Well, Tina does a lot of service too. She does too. Yes, you and Tina do a lot of service, but you do a lot of service for in ministry for your church.
Yes.
Like, so talk a little bit about how that has helped your faith and.
Oh gosh. So, you know, there was a long time where I kind of felt a little bit outcasty, if you will. Coming back to church for me was a real hard thing. You know, in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you know, there's, it's a very organized religion, and there are a lot of things that people would say, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that.
I know I benefited when you went back. I got a bunch of movies. I got caffeine. There was a lot of stuff she couldn't have that I got.
And come to find out, you know, and what I want to clarify about that is that, you know, we believe, and I believe that we all have agency here, and we have our own free will and our own free choice. And so even within our church, of course, you are able to choose what you do. You know, if you can still come to church, our church, if you smoke, if you drink, if you do, you know, drugs, whatever, you can still come to the church, because the church is for people that need Christ, right? And need God and need a higher power. So it's like, you can still come. But what I found is that I was limiting myself. If I was to continue to do the things that didn't serve me, right, then I'm limiting myself in my own growth. And so, so for me, you know, that was, man, that was a huge step for me. And then I had to realize, well, no, I'm not an outcast. I'm getting to know people. You realize that everybody's sitting in the same congregation. We're all going through something, and we all have some issue, and we're all dealing with something that's hard, and we're all trying to overcome, you know, our weaknesses with whatever those may be, you know. So the minute I stopped looking at myself like I'm different, right? That was right?
Yeah.
In AA, we were taught that, right? You know what?
You're unique, just like everybody else.
Yes, exactly. So that's when the real learning and the real growth for me started to happen, when I started to just really understand that everybody is on their own journey, and everybody has something hard, and it doesn't matter what you believe and what you don't believe. We all, as humans, struggle with things, you know. And I was just maybe this is a little off topic, but I was just at a we called it a fireside, where some of the leaders of our church recorded a message and shared it with us, and it was these wonderful women in our church, and they were saying a couple of times, it was like, what I got from it was like, let's normalize that it's okay to not be okay. Let's normalize that just because you are an executive in a company, or if you are sitting in whatever congregation you sit in, like, it's okay that we have problems. It is okay because we all do. So let's stop trying to save face and start trying to save the
Our
other,
butts,
the
right.
other thing.
Exactly.
And so yeah, it's huge to me that this calling for me and this journey I'm on has taken me to a higher understanding of compassion and love for other people. No matter what, no matter who, no matter why, right?
So talk a little bit about what it was like when you didn't have that higher learning and compassion. Because girl.
Right. Well, and that's the thing, right? I mean, I can get into my own head and think I know it all. And then I'm not really being true to myself, and I'm not being true to anybody else, and the minute I start to pass my judgment on you, what I really need to do is start to look at, well, what is it about you that I relate to, that I maybe am uncomfortable with, right? It comes with maturity for me. It really did.
Because early on, we both would experience that. Because we've been friends for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So that also included having coffee together and BSing about what was going on with people and in the meetings. And the minute we would judge somebody, if that didn't come into our life.
Oh, absolutely. It came right back at us.
Yeah,
right?
So there's something in science of mind that we talk about is that, that what we put out comes back.
Oh, yeah.
And that we saw that.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where we were like, the minute it would come out of our mouths, we would stop ourselves.
No,
I don't mean that.
No,
I
take it back.
don't.
Take it back.
I don't want to experience that.
I have a very vivid personal experience with that. Before I had children, and I saw a woman who put a leash on their child, and I was like, how dare I cannot believe
it's like a vest
harness,
over.
The harness, right? Yeah, not an actual
She
leash,
did
but
go like this. Yes.
but like a harness, on their kid, and I just thought that is crazy. I cannot believe it. And then my third child was born, and we found out she had autism, and
an eloper.
And somebody who would run, and we wouldn't be able to find her. And I got her a harness like that.
Yes.
And I just thought, this is how this happens in my life. I'm going to pass judgment on somebody, but I better expect that somehow I'm going to have that experience, and it may not look exactly the same, but it'll be something similar, and I'll go, oh, that. And so, yeah.
And isn't that, a wonderful experience in life, so that we are there as witnesses and compassionate people.
Compassion and empathy, and
because that is such a thing when you go through that. And I think maybe that is, we talk here about having our tribe all the time, and I have ladies here that have been in my life for 15 years, so, and actually that young lady there, we went to foundations class together way back when.
That must have been about 15.
It was. So which is our first class in Science of Mind to kind of learn about Science of Mind. So, it becomes that thing where you have that tribe, and, I'm going to shoot that out to you, Amy, right? Have that tribe of women that you can depend on, that are there for you no matter what. Yep. When I was recently going through a couple of things, and you guys know about it, but so does Evie and Ann, because I'm texting them going, hey, this is what's happening with my cat. This is what's happening in my life, and I share the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. And I think that's what helps. Like I said, I was doing the labyrinth this morning, and I was like, what is faith? What is trust in that? And that's one of the things, is not only do I have faith in a higher power, but I have faith that there's a power greater than myself that operates in other human beings, so that I don't feel alone in this journey.
Right.
And, for me, I was terminally unique.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, so forget it, you know, like forget it. Unless you were going through what I was going through when I was going through it, I didn't want to hear from you. And how I got sober was through stage 3 cancer, meeting my first sponsor in a bone marrow transplant, going through exactly what I was going through when I was going through it.
Yep.
So that's when I really started to realize that, you know, for me, having people that experience life similarly
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah.
I'm not
Absolutely.
saying that you should have a homogenous group of friends, right? I'm just saying that, you know, having some helps.
Yes. Yes.
People who go through the same physical situations.
Mhm.
You know, we share doctors in this place. So, you know,
Right.
it's one of
Well,
those things.
And then
yeah.
coming into AA, and you know, for me, I was a homeless drug addict. I was homeless when I was 17 years old. I was homeless again at 21. I was destitute. And coming into AA and going to meetings where I'm meeting people that were lawyers, doctors,
Right.
and like professionals, and like that was really strange for me because I just associated myself with the lowest form, that I wouldn't be accepted into this pocket of people that
Right.
maybe didn't have that low bottom that I had, you know. But it wasn't about that. It was about the feelings that we all had our low bottom in the way that it came for us. You know, maybe some of them weren't homeless, but maybe some of them lost other things.
Guarantee that they felt abandoned
and hopeless.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah.
So like how we get to that feeling, right,
Yeah.
can be different, you know, and usually is, right? We all have different perspectives on life. So how we get to those feelings are different, but we've all had those feelings.
Right.
You know, we've had that feeling of loss.
Yes.
We've had that feeling of joy and surprise and, you know, admiration. You know, we've had that feeling of this will never happen to me, you know, and that's it. Like, what am I going to do? I mean, I think that probably, you know, over the last couple of years, I've had some scenarios in my life where I have been so devastated by the reaction of other humans. And, you know, and they're not huge things, but they were huge to me.
Sure.
And I think that's important, is when people know you and know, you know, this is a big deal to her.
Yeah.
You know, this is a big deal that, you know, her cat of 16 years passes.
That's right.
Right? Even if you're not a cat person, or you're not an animal person at all. Right.
I like air animals.
Yeah.
but I don't want them. So I don't have them.
Right. So, like, but you knew that was important.
That's right.
To me.
That's right.
You know, so I think that's one of the things that having long-term friendships help with.
Yes.
Because you know those little nuances.
In context for your life.
That's right.
Exactly.
Right. And it takes no real effort to show compassion to other people. And like, you know, just because I don't have a cat doesn't mean I don't understand how hard it is to lose.
Right.
Loss.
Because you've had
Because
loss.
I've had loss, you know, and it's like it doesn't take much effort to just be compassionate, just be kind, you know, to just even sometimes act as if.
Right.
I may not fully understand what you're going through, but I can say, I'm so sorry, I'm here for you. What can I do? You know, and that is truly what the service mindedness of my church has really, really taught me, that it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's the person on the street or the king of another land. We are all right here in the eyes of God. We are the same. He loves us all exactly the same. There's no one better. There's no one lesser. So let's treat each other like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, if our world operated on that,
Gosh.
you know,
we wish.
that it really, that, you know, and it's amazing because that, I don't care what, you know, philosophy or religion you're in, all of them go by the golden rule, right?
Yeah.
In some way, shape,
Right.
or form.
That's
Treat
right.
others the way you want to be
That's
treated.
right.
you know.
We learned that in kindergarten, everybody.
Yes. Oh, I love that book.
Let's learn that in kindergarten.
I love that book. Everything I ever needed to know, I learned in
That's
kindergarten, right? And it is true. It's like when we treat other people how we want to be treated, life is easier too, right? It's because now I know that I have a clean operating slate.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, going back to talking about how in our early recovery, our judgment issues, you know, our judgment karma, you know, but having a clean operating slate, when something goes wrong, I no longer now go, what did I do? And now in our philosophy and science mind, we believe your thoughts create your reality, you know, change your thinking, change your life. And so when people start to talk to you about things, and this happened to me after the last time I was diagnosed with cancer, somebody asked me, what was I thinking? And I am just going to say that that's spiritual malpractice. Don't ever say that to anyone. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like telling somebody that something horrible that's happening in their life is their fault. Whether it is or not is just not compassionate.
Yeah.
You know, it's
What
just
does
not
that
you know, I'm dealing with this now, you know. And but that I think is an important thing to realize, that things happen in life, you know, good, bad, or indifferent. Things happen in life for experience. We've been talking about this all month, right? Is like we have experiences that help us. We have experiences that aren't so great, you know, and it's up to us to choose how that operates in our lives. Right. Like, so do the fact that I was an alcoholic, do I take that and then drink myself to death?
Right.
Because we did lose a friend like that a couple of years ago. And, you know, or do I take that and say, okay, I'm not going to put that substance in my body anymore, and I'm going to work on my mindset and deal with this and help others who suffer from this affliction as well.
And isn't that the biggest thing, right? Like, is you have to replace the bad with something good, you know?
Right, because nature abhors a vacuum,
That's
so you can't have an empty spot in your life.
Because that empty spot for me has always been God.
Yes.
I have a God, what do they call it? A God-sized hole that I'm trying to fill with substances or people or places and things that just will never be filled. But when I really start to love God, love my neighbor, serve others, then that hole starts to be filled with goodness. And goodness just there's no room for the yuck to come in when you're trying so hard to put in the good, you know, and it's trying, right? I mean, doesn't mean we're not going to make mistakes. And it doesn't mean I'm not going to judge somebody as I leave here because they're driving all crazy.
See, you guys know why she's my friend. I talk about that all the time.
Absolutely.
That's my favorite place to go, is the road rage situation.
You know, trust me. I can tell some stories about some road rage. How do people not do that? That is something I actually have to work on very, very consciously, because it's just too easy to slip into. These are objects, not people.
Right.
This is just a car driving down the road, not a human driving that car with feelings and emotions. And, you know, so yeah, it's a huge thing where I can go, okay, I get to start over. Oh, Karen, why did you judge that person? Why did you, you know, why did you allow that person to anger you? Why did you, and I can start over and I can go, okay, clean slate. Anytime I want, right? Anytime of the day, anytime we want. We get to start over and go, okay, click. I'm so sorry. Let me try that again. Yeah. You know, it's beautiful.
Do over. And, you know, that's a great thing for ourselves. It's also a great thing in a relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Right. You know, I do that all the time. Like, I'll like bite back at something, you know, because Dakota said something to me, and I'll just bite back. And she'll be like, and I'm like, okay, wait, can I have a do-over here? You know, because I forget that I'm not alone on this planet, and that everybody's not here to serve me, right? Like, I know.
And everybody's not out to get you.
And everybody, I love
and
that.
everybody's not out to get you.
And everybody's not out to get me, right? Yeah. That is true, because there are time periods where I could fall into my victim mode, and you know, it's all about that. And And there's something that you guys are so good at, helping me with, is that when I go, and can you believe blah, 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 blah. And you guys will go, Jeannie, you are right. That's a horrible feeling. And I'm so sorry you had to experience one time.
Yeah.
You get that one time in our
Right.
group, you'll
Right.
get that validation that what you feel sucks. We're sorry you're feeling that. And then it's like, all right, don't live there.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah. And now what are we
Because-
going to do about it?
Yeah, because you are good enough, valuable, important, not, like they remind me of who I am
Yeah.
when I forget. And I believe I do that for them as well,
Yeah.
to remind each other who we really are, at the core of it, before we were moms, before we were grandmas, oh, and we're all grandmas too.
We're all grandmas.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And oh yeah, we are the youngest. Wait a minute.
I was gonna say, out of the four of us, I've got the younger one,
Yes,
and then it's Jeannie.
Yes.
And then is it Tina, then Joyce?
Yes.
Yes. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
I
I don't know how I got in with these
old ladies.
with these old ladies,
I don't
but
know either. Yeah. I don't know either.
but
Yeah.
it's been a beautiful gift in my life. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just, it was definitely, and that's, we're definitely from different generations too. Like you and I, Gen X, and
Yep.
they're boomers,
Yep.
and just a total different mentality and raising of people, and
And because of our shared experience with one hard thing,
Yes.
our addictions and our
Yeah.
alcoholism, because of that, we have grown so close
Yes.
in understanding, in how we have gone through life together, separately, like all that stuff. But it all started with one core thing that we grabbed onto each other. Like, I know how hard it is to stop drinking and using drugs.
Yeah.
I know how hard it is to start over. And that is I'm so grateful to have a God in my life that puts people in your life that goes, trust me.
Yeah.
These are going to be your people.
And-
These are going to be the ones.
And I think that's so important, is trust the process.
Mhm.
And I saw a meme recently that says, does the process know we're trusting it? Because there are some days and I'm like, process, hello, are you there?
So I'm supposed to trust the process. Don't make me question it.
Right.
I'm in kindergarten.
You are.
You're the best.
I love it. We are so glad you're here, Logan.
Mhm.
We are so glad you're here. I've been hearing about you for, 5 years. Yeah.
I didn't know my name.
Because your grandma never stops talking about you. That's for sure.
And Miss Jeannie's kind of a genie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That is one of the most amazing things to watch, that, to see this little guy here in this state is a miracle in itself. That they have a story in the road that got them here that is, unbelievable. And the faith of his grandma, and her reaching out every time there was a hearing, every time there was a situation, every time that maybe she wasn't in faith and trust in her next step, she reached out because she knew her tribe was, and that we had her covered. And that, gosh,
Everybody was waiting for them.
yeah, you guys, no, you were right here on time. You're right on time. Everything happened the way, Oh, and boy, have I ever hated that comment, right? That's the worst cliche in the world. It all happened how it was supposed to happen.
I didn't feel too great about it when she said that this time last year either.
I got it, right?
I had to trust the process.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Trust the process, exactly, Logan. And that's a hard one.
Mhm. And that's where faith comes in, right?
Mhm.
It's faith without works is dead, right?
Yes.
I mean, we learned that, and I know that.
Yeah.
Like we really do. It is a hard thing to do. It's a hard
Right.
thing to be going through a really hard thing, and to try to convince yourself this too shall pass.
Right.
That, I
Yeah.
have been,
Like a
I have
kidney stone,
survived
but it'll
every
pass.
hard thing that I have been through.
Right.
But when you are in the midst of that hard, you seem to forget that you
Yes.
survived all those other hard things,
Yeah.
but that's where it comes in with friendships and with, anchoring ourselves, not just to God, but to other people that,
The God informed.
yes,
Yeah.
right.
Because
Because he's here. He's
Right.
here within all of us, and for me, that's just so important, and trying to also remember when I'm struggling with maybe somebody's personality or or somebody's
Another thing AA gave us. Principles before
personalities, to realize, oh, God loves him or her the same that he loves me. So I need to remember that too,
and not question
and not yeah.
what was God thinking.
But what was he thinking? Right. Yeah. Because I know somebody has said that about me plenty. Yeah.
Right.
So.
There's the thing is that, so knowing that, and just, it's that pause, again, that pause, that breath, that part that doesn't react and says, what would love do here?
Mm-hmm.
What is the next step? What is the next loving step to take? Even if that person's a jerk, they cut me off, they have totally misunderstood me on purpose,
Sure.
Completely meant to do it, and then it's like, okay, but what would love do in that? How does love respond? And I'm going to tell you, there are some days that I go, love is taken in that.
Right.
Right? Because that's me loving myself and not responding to the outside world. Right? There are some times where I just got to go, okay, and cocoon.
Gotta keep it for myself right now.
Yeah. Because if not, I'll lose it.
Do not engage. Do not engage.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a protection of self in a way, because I know if I'm getting ready to respond in a negative way, I want to be able to just go, stop right there.
Yeah.
And if I have to just move away from the situation, then that is exactly what I have to do. That's hard for me. My pride is, my pride.
You're an engager.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
And I have been.
I'm a runner.
And I have never been, because, of the childhood that I had and the traumas that I've experienced. And that was what we did. We fought. We stood up for ourselves. We did not allow people to treat us in a way that was any way than what we thought it should be, regardless of whether they should have been treating us good or not. You know what I mean? And that's what it was for me, and that served me well for years of when I was protecting myself from harm. But it doesn't serve well when I am trying to draw closer to God and to really show love to myself and to people around me. And so, for me, I have recently, and I've recently started seeing a therapist who specializes in trauma. And going through my whole life, knowing I had a lot in my childhood that really affected me, but then not truly understanding how I dealt with that, and then how it made me interact with the world around me that was unhealthy. And it's been a huge blessing for me. And it's a journey, right?
Absolutely.
It's this journey of how I have to get to the point where I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was sick and tired of being angry all the time. I was just angry. Everything, all my emotions, it all went to anger. And it's like, I don't want to be. I'm not, I'm a good person, and I don't want to be angry, And so it's learning, like, it's okay for me to go, I need help. I need help from a professional that can kind of guide me and show me how do I react other than anger. It's a huge, huge thing. It's such a process. It took me 53 years, to get to this process, this step of, okay, it's time. It's time. You guys know. At 6 months sober, I'm literally fighting a woman on the side of the road because of a road rage. We pulled over, and I'm sober, and I'm thinking that I'm sober, and it's going to be like, oh, I'm good from here on out. Oh, no. You know, it had just begun.
Yeah,
You know,
got to deal with.
that's right, because the alcohol and the drugs were just a fix. They were a symptom, you know, of a deeper problem, you know. And so, yeah, it's been a process of faith and trust through the process of like, okay, it's okay. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm trying, and I'm going to get there eventually because I'm going to keep trying, you know.
Well, I have a little experiential if you want. Okay, everybody stand up. All right, so I want you to have your feet grounded. Okay? So you see your feet, you see where they are, right? You know where they're at. Okay, oh, and I need a little room here too. All right, so we trust that the ground beneath us is holding us up, right? It's supporting us. Now, we're going to take a step. Go ahead, any foot. Now take another one. Check that out. Ground still held you up. That is what happens when we have faith and trust and believe, right? The ground's there. Now you might not be, you guys can sit, we can sit down. You might not be able to see past this room or past this particular scenario that's happening in life. You don't know what next year, next week, next hour is bringing. However, up until this point, you made a good point when you said that. Up until this point in your life, you have survived all hard things. That next step is there. You can take it. You can trust that that ground is underneath you. And if it's not, you'll have wings to fly.
Ooh, I'll never have wings.
I love you. Red Bull gives you wings.
That was just
And no, we're not sponsored by
No, we're not sponsored by Red Bull. And, you know, that is one of the things is I think we get so caught up in the what ifs and how comes and the, you know, that we're spun past what we really need to look at, which is where our feet are right here, right now, and what the next step is.
Yeah.
That's all.
Fear and faith cannot coexist. And that's truly what,
Absolutely.
you know, it's just the truth. Fear and faith cannot coexist.
Yes. I think one of the most profound things for me was, you know, we talked about tribe. And we talked about, you know, just we've been through a year, all of us, you know. But I think the most profound thing is that in understanding that I'm okay with you doing what you need to do to take care of you. That's my first step is going to be, I want you to take care of you. The evolution was for that to say, okay, well that means that I can also, I have the right, like I had to grant myself the right to take care of myself because I've already granted you the right. That's evolved, certainly. It's not, I mean, initially it was just like a rare, unusual feeling. And now it's like, I know I deserve support. I know I'm good at giving support. And I know I'm okay with reaching out about anything. Sometimes I don't even know what I need to talk about. And I'll just say, you got 5 minutes. You know, and it makes all the difference in the world recognizing that you deserve that level of support. Period.
Absolutely.
End of story. Because you're human. Just because. No other reason.
No other reason. Right.
Anybody else? What you got for me, Logan?
Well,
You want the microphone?
when I was, okay,
Hands, baby, take it with your hands.
when I was 3 years old, I used to do things that 6-year-old kids do, but some things that just regular 3-year-olds do.
That's amazing.
And sometimes I still do what 2-year-olds can do.
that was really sweet.
Yes.
You sound like a very smart boy, for sure.
And you know what, Logan? Sometimes I do with 3-year-olds too. Okay? Yeah. There are some days,
Right?
right? Right? And one of the most wonderful things is that knowing that we learn our things as we're 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 50, or older. 70. As we learn those things, and there are times, I totally got that. There are times my brain says I'm 27.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right? My body says you're dead.
Right now.
What are you thinking, lady? You can't do that.
Right.
And then everything in between. So like age really is just like time, one of those constructs that we fall into that we're like, okay, I guess I'll do it because a person of my age,
Yeah.
or whatever. I should be responsible. And I think, what I love is my daughter's in her 30s and she'll be like, I look around for the adult and then I realize I'm her.
That's me.
And I'm like, look, that does not change. Okay, I'm 58. Let me tell you, I'm still saying
How
that.
does that happen?
How does that happen? How am I the adult in this scenario? And good. Because I'll tell you, there is something I do love. I love childlike wonder and childlike faith and trust that everything is going to be taken care of for me. Now, that does not mean I don't pay APS, right?
Right.
I do my steps.
Adulting still needs to happen.
Adulting still needs to happen. I do the things I need to do because that's how things work. And I trust that process that they will continue to work as I do the things, even when they're hard, even when I'm in tears, even when my heart is broken. I do those things and then I reach out to get that support so that broken heart doesn't break me.
Exactly.
Right? Because we've all started over.
Oh yeah.
We've all started over.
Sure.
More than once.
More than
Yeah,
once.
sometimes more than once.
Yeah.
Well, this is one of my daughters, Amy, here, and she can testify. She can testify that Mama has not always been the most mature. and sometimes who is the parent here? But that's okay too. That's okay
Right.
because I do still have the mind of an early 20-year-old.
Yeah, I would have to say Savannah could do the same.
Yep.
And say, sometimes she was more the parent than I was. Especially in her younger years when I was newly sober and just couldn't get my brain around operating in the adult world. She was, and that's what children of alcoholics learn to do. They learn to be the parent early. And so that, and just because we stopped drinking didn't mean we stopped those, behaviors, because we're learning to grow up too.
That's right. Because we stunted our growth, right?
Early.
I was 13 years old the first time I took drugs.
I don't even know. I can't even remember my first drink.
Yeah.
I used, when I tell my story, I always say, in my household, they'll give you a shot of Anazet if you had a cough. So I had whooping cough the first, 6 years of school. So, so I can't remember a time period where that wasn't part. And then I didn't get sober until I was 30. So it felt like starting all over again. So if we go with that, I'm only 28 anyway.
You're
I
good.
love that.
Right.
Yeah. So anybody
You call that faith math?
Yeah, faith math. There you go. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Love
So,
that.
my sobriety is the only birthday that I love to celebrate, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, look at that. That's a good one, and then the other birthday, I'm like,
Yep, here it comes
Yep.
again.
there it is.
I'm still not dead. Yeah.
Yep, there we go. I'm waking up again. It's my last, this will be this birthday, I'll be 59. So that'll be my last year in my 50s. And then you'll be the only one left in your 50s.
I'll be the only one left.
Yeah.
Yep. Forever.
But then you'll always be the
I will
decade
never-
behind
yeah.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, I'll be 54 at the end of this year. So
Yeah.
I'm a close second there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It was amazing because, we were babies.
Yeah.
Babies with babies.
Yeah.
That's what
We have come a long way in
Yeah.
our journey.
And then when I don't know how many people saw my little
advertisement on Sofa Sundays for Karen, but if you look at that picture, that
was like 25 years ago.
yeah, that's
picture.
definitely
I was like,
I think it is early 2000s.
why are you putting that picture up?
I was like, well, I'm trying to prove
I'm
I've been
gonna
friends
have blonde
forever.
hair no more.
I know, right?
I got the natural color now.
And I have blonde hair now, not my natural color.
We've stopped.
We've stopped on that.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Anything else? Anybody have any? Yes, sir.
He was a little sad he didn't get to share earlier when you were talking about adulting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me hear him talk
I'm
about
not sure he
adulting.
still has the point, but
I have a toy robot which keeps me company when I'm playing alone.
Everybody needs a friend, huh?
Yeah.
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 That's very
I
That-
have a robot friend.
You have a robot friend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a small robot.
Well, maybe as you grow, it will too. Or you can get bigger ones. Talk to Grandma about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we put all the grandmas out on blast
That's
on
right.
that one.
That's
Yep.
right.
Okay. So I am so glad you guys came today.
I'm really happy to be here. I'm
Yeah.
glad it finally worked out. We
Yes.
tried this several times in the past and it didn't quite match
Yeah.
up. So
and
today was a perfect day.
and to have the little one here.
I know.
Yeah,
Little one.
our baby.
What happened to my babies?
Our baby.
I don't have babies.
I remember when you was born too. Yeah. I was there for all of them. Yeah. So amazing. All right.
What?
So we're gonna take us out here. So with gratitude in this space, in this time, knowing that we were divinely blessed, that our time together bless us as we go forth and bless others, knowing that the divine presence is in, as, and through each of us, and that as we grow, we create the life we love living and help others to do the same. And for this, I am so grateful. I call it good, and together we say, and so it is. All right. So, anybody gonna answer?
how can we support you?
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Thanks for asking. So the way you can support us, and I'm gonna say this for Jenna. Jenna, like and subscribe. Like and
I
subscribe.
love that. That's
Right?
My,
Like and
that's my
subscribe.
daughter. That's another daughter of mine.
That's yeah.
And let's send love to Adam too.
Oh yes, I did. I did send him some prayers today, but yeah.
Great.
Love out to you, Adam, knowing and affirming that you are well, healthy, whole, and complete. And how you can support us is by, if you're watching us on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you are watching us on Facebook, join our Facebook group page called Sofa Sundays. And if you're watching us on Instagram, same thing. Follow us along. And if you feel like that you got something out of this and would like to support us financially, then go to beginwithinministries.com. There's a donation button at the bottom of the page. You can make a one-time donation, or you can become a spiritual church club partner for $45 a month or $75 if you're a couple or family. And that helps us continue to bring our message and our membership to others, which includes really cool things like our cards that our membership gets and our journals so that you can follow along all year long. But most importantly, it includes our Sofa Sundays mug. And knowing that we're bringing our ministry forward into the world. So for that, I am so very grateful. I'm grateful that you joined us today. And next week, I won't be here, but Reverend Dr. Michelle Azubu will be back with a guest. So I hope you all have a great week, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Hi.
Hold up.
I've never seen.
Thanks for watching. Tune in again next week at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Time, or Monday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.